I'm a size. Okay, so if I'm a size, and then, but my bust is, and then my waist, but that's for a different size. So then you have to, oh, hi! Welcome, friends, to my Wednesday vlog and my not a sewing video. I'm Emily, your hostess. Have I called myself that before? Hostess? That doesn't make sense. But I also like the sound of it. I'm your hostess. But then it also kind of sounds like I'm like giving you like, I don't know, tea and treats from a trolley. But then that also sounds like a really cool job because I could like meet people on the train and be like, what is it you'd like to try today, love? Except now I have an accent. But I'm not sure what country that accent's from. What were we doing? What were we, hi. Do you have your tea ready? I will be completely honest with you. I completely forgot that I picked Wednesdays for my new vlog video day. And I was sitting down here, I'm down here, meaning my downstairs, watching Survivor because I'm a huge Survivor fan. And I'm catching up because I watch shows for like, I'll watch shows and then somehow I get distracted and I lose track of them for like a couple of seasons and then I hop back on the wagon. So that's what happened with me in Survivor, and I'm a huge Survivor fan, so back on the wagon. Just saw the 40th season where they bring back all winners. It's amazing. It's amazing. And my winner didn't win. The person I was voting for, you know, silently to myself, didn't win, but the fact that they made it to the final three was amazing, and I love them, and oh well, I get invested. It's amazing. Anyway, so I ran around quickly to grab my tea, and obviously have not cleaned up for this video because this is me. You already know me. You already know me. That is my iron and my soap. Oh my gosh. I moved that soap out of the shot of every video, and handsome hubby puts it back up there every time. And I keep putting it down and he keeps putting it back up. And he is going to get an earful when this video is over if he can't hear me talking about it already. I also just realized that I totally forgot to put lipstick on. Do I have any lipstick nearby? No? That's a shame. I feel like I'm always like, I don't know, 10 feet from lipstick. No, my lips have no lipstick on them. It's really sad. I feel like my lips are boring and lonely. So today's tea is actually the Alpine Spiced Apple Cider again because I love it, and it has been really cold, like really cold lately, and my house has been excessively cold, which is crazy and uncomfortable, and I don't like it. So, and I've never been an apple cider fan, like never. Growing up, didn't like it. Not even apple juice, apple pie. Love apples, but never much into apple stuff. But this, I could drink all day. I get the sugar-free kind because, you know, body's trying to kill me, so sugar-free. Highly recommend it. It's amazing. My mug today is the seagulls from Finding Nemo. And it says mine, 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 mine. And I don't know if you can tell, but some of the seagulls are, oh, I don't think you can tell, but some of them are raised, like they're kind of raised from, so you can feel them. It's not just a flat picture. A few of them are raised. And then down at the bottom, well, you can't see it through my drink, but there's also a shouting seagull at the bottom of the mug. Anyway, we got these from Disney years ago, and I love them because they basically remind me of me when I see shiny, pretty things. You know, mine, mine, mine. I definitely have a spending problem that I constantly fight with and deal with. I believe it is tied to, well, okay, that's, wow. Oh my gosh, could go into hours of what I believe that's tied to. We're not going to go there. Nope, we're talking about what you're drinking. Are you drinking tea? Are you drinking cider? Whatever you're drinking, I hope it's warm and wonderful and comforting and making you happy. So, 2023, I hope you all have some amazing projects that you are starting to work on. When I wrote out my list for, you know, what I wanted to make in 2023, there was like, I don't know, 80 something things on it, because I've had an ongoing list. There's like 5 lists in my phone that I've started, because I keep forgetting that I start a list and then I start a new one. So I worked on like combining them and then categorizing them into like historical and then like themed and then cosplay and then like specific events or outings type thing. And then I had to narrow it down, obviously. So I managed to cut it in half. And then I was like, well, obviously I'm not going to be making 40 something things this year. That's not going to happen. So I kept cutting it down and looking at my events. And so I think I have a manageable list, but knowing me, I still won't get that amount of things done. So I have my hopeful list. Then I have my more like, this is probably what's going to happen list. And then I have my absolutely has to happen list. And that's the bare bones of what sewing has to happen this year based on like events I'm going to that I've already committed that sewing. I need the things for the stuff and the places and the events and the people and the things and the stuff and the places and the people and things and the stuff and the places and the people and things and the stuff. Hi. I've had caffeine today. Yeah. Okay. Also my hair is up on my head. See? It's up there. And it's been up for a while. And I like pulling my hair up sometimes. I'm mostly a hair down girl, but I do like pulling it up sometimes. I like to mix it up. Doing your hair every way, the same way every day. Like I get it when you find a style that just kind of works for you and that's what you're going to do and that's it. I get it and more power to you, but, and I do have hairstyles that I tend to do more often than most, but I do like to mix it up because, I get bored. Bored. For example, this is like the 3rd pair of earrings I've worn today because I didn't like the first 2 pairs I put on. So I finally went to my favorite pair because I love them and I know I love them. What was I talking about? Costuming, sewing, projects. Yes. So the major projects that I have coming up for immediately are, I have Emerald City Comic Con in March. And that's like the first weekend in March. So I basically have the rest of January and February to make those costumes. I have most of what I need for those costumes, but one of them is kind of a beast. So I've already got kind of the frame of it sort of fleshed out, but I am waiting on some materials for that one. It's always a pain when you're waiting on materials for something and you really want to work on it, but you cannot work on it right this second. So even though I know I really shouldn't, I am trying to kind of work on them simultaneously, but I'm also waiting on materials for the other project. So they're both kind of suddenly at a standstill. And because I have the Victorian Heritage Festival coming up a month later at the end of April, well, it's almost like 2 months later because I have all March and April, I'm kind of pre-planning for that. And then the next major event that's coming up is Costume College in July. And then along with all of this, I'm trying to find a job and, you know, not drive my husband crazy with all these plans that he, I'm sure, is seeing dollar signs flashing in his eyes as they float out the window. So hopefully, some interviews and things go well so that I don't give him a coronary with these plans. I also have just like some in-between costuming that I'd really like to get done. I have some costumes that I'd really like to get done for the spring. The beautiful, my beautiful Barbie based on this beautiful historical painting, which I finally found, by the way, and I will post on my Instagram this week. 18th century pastoral slash shepherdess type outfit is one of them. Also, one of these beauties, I know I've talked about it before, the robe and chemise, which is a late 18th century style dress that was introduced by Marie Antoinette. I know I've already talked about it in previous videos, so I'm not going to harp on it now, but this is the Laughing Moon pattern, which I have heard really great things about, so that's why I'm going to use this one with a few little changes of my own to fit some of the paintings that I'd like to kind of use as a base, a visual, you know, base. Anyway, I have some lovely light airy fabrics, and I just always love the idea of making one of these lovely fluffy dresses. I have some historical hats for a few time periods that just I have nothing to wear with them, that this needs to be the year that I have something to wear with them, because I'm tired of them sitting around in hat boxes, or not in hat boxes, covered in plastic because they're too huge to put in hat boxes, up in my sewing room, not getting worn, because they're beautiful and amazing and I cannot wait to wear them. But I don't have the proper outfit from the era to wear them with, and they deserve to be the crowning glory on the, you know, the perfect outfit. So I'm also kind of planning out those outfits, finding my my inspiration either in fashion plates from those time periods or in extant clothes, old photographs, or combinations of the two. I also get inspiration from other historical costumers because there's so many amazing things that people have made out there, and I often will see something that another historical costumer has made and be like, oh, I love that, I want to make that, but I would do this and this and this. So if I ever use their costume or a picture I saw of them as an inspiration for something I make, I post pictures or say anything about it, I will definitely say, hey, one of my inspirations was so-and-so's, you know, version of this, and this is what it looked like, or this is where you can go look at it. Of course, I say this like I know how to insert those things, which we all know I don't. I don't know how to do any of that. I feel like it's really dark. Should I try turning on the lights? Is that better? It like casts a weird shadowy. Now I have shadow on me. Oh, fine. Maybe if I just turn it down? If I just do that, is that better? I feel like that's better. If it's not better, let me know. But I feel like I needed a little more ambient lighting. Okay. Super distracted today. Did I tell you that I've had caffeine? I've had caffeine. Let's see, what else am I planning? I'm not going to go into too much detail on my list for this year because I'd like to kind of release my ideas and talk about things as time comes up. But I do hope to be able to have more to show you and kind of go over some of my processes, how I come up with these ideas and why I choose some of them. A lot of the historical costuming that I plan on making this year is basically because I have holes in my historical costuming. What that means is there are specific eras that historical costumers tend to like to cover. Those eras tend to be, I would say, the mid-18th century through the turn of the 19th century. Now, I'm not saying no one cosplays before that or after that, or costumes before or after that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I feel like the majority of what you see online and also the events that happen are from those time periods. And I think a lot of that is because that's what a lot of costumers are most comfortable doing. Like, even a beginner costumer can whip up a Regency. That was a really bad snap. Did I lose my snap? There we go. Well, I lost it again. Okay, you heard it, right? Can whip up a Regency era dress, you know, early 1800s. You know, easy. They're very simple. There's very simple patterns out there, and if you know, that still, you'll still look historical because, like I've said before in my videos, Regency, it's actually hard not to look historical. If you follow the basic shapes for the bust and then hang your skirt, I mean, you're pretty much set. You know, and like the 1890s tend to be a lot easier for costumers to do events because, you know, you can put on your big white walking skirt and a white buttoned up shirt to here with some poofy sleeves and grab a parasol and a pair of gloves and, you know, with your hair all up and call it good, you know. Maybe you won't have all your accessories, but you're 1890s-ish. And then you get further down, you'll have your more in-depth costumers, and that's when you start getting into your 1830s and your 1860s and then your bustle eras, and then, you know, but not everyone has all of those eras. Not everyone has, you know, a 1760s you know, big pannier dress to wear to your picnic. And not everyone can whip one up to wear to your picnic, you know. So oftentimes you have to costume or do costuming events according to what the people around you have or are willing to have in time for your event. It can be frustrating. I know. I ran a group, a historical costuming group in Utah for a short period of time while I lived there, and it was really hard. I tried to plan events for bustles and caroling and a bunch of different eras, but people would say, "Well, I don't have anything to wear for that." We ended up having a annual Regency picnic, and then we, you know, did a 1890s outing to the tulips, and we, you know, because that's what people had or could makeshift into a costume. So it can be a little frustrating. I am lucky that out here there are you know, a decent size, at least 2 handfuls of historical costumers that have quite a few eras in their backlog of, not backlog, in their costume closet that they've made or acquired. And I find myself being the one saying, "Oh, well, that's one I don't have, so and I don't want to be that person." So this year I am trying to get some of those holes in my costuming closet filled. For example, my 18th century is like practically empty. I have bits and pieces that I have made, and then I have one costume that I purchased from a friend. So I need to make my own 18th century outfits, and a new corset for it. I need to get my 1830s finished. Come on, universe. I need to get my 1830s finished. I have unfinished projects that are 1760s, late 1780s, 1830s, late 1850s, or early 1860s, I can't remember. I've got unfinished bustle outfits. I've got, I basically have unfinished projects for all of these eras. So I'm going to dig them out, see what state they're in, see if they still fit me, and get them sorted and see what I can get done. I also, one project that really, really, really needs to happen this year is I need a new dress form. I have one of the, I think it's Dritz, D-R-I-T-Z dress forms. It's kind of the standard dress form that you can buy from most of the sewing or craft stores. I know you can get it from Joann's. Covered in blue, kind of a blue felt, and it's got little dials for you to size it out. Well, mine was just the average sized one, so it's like sized all the heck the way out, and then I've had to add like padding and stuff to it. Well, it is broken in 3 places to the point where like it's just not even really usable anymore. And I have a padded, like a hard foam dress form that I need to pad out. And I've been hearing about the bootstrap dress forms that you can purchase, that you make yourself, that you like plug your measurements. I was about to say your dimensions. I guess that works too. But your measurements into it, pay a fee, and they provide you with a pattern to create your own like dress form cover that you then fill up with foam and whatever type of filling to then have a dress form that's your size. People do seem to have some trouble with the breastage area. I've seen with my own eyes on a friend's dress form that the breastages are like way down here, where when you are a historical costumer and you're trying to work with a corset on your dress form and there's immovable breastages way down here and they're supposed to be up here, that doesn't really work. But there seems to be some kind of ways around there and things you can do. So that is another huge project that I need to do this year, because I am tired of not having a dress form and trying to pattern on me, which I don't do very well. And I get stuck with pins a lot and I get really frustrated, and a dress form would just so save me a lot of that work and having to constantly remeasure myself and remeasure what I'm doing and have handsome hubby put me in my corset over and over and over again while I do projects. It would really help, because when I made my Penelope Featherington, as I point to something you can't see off camera, when I made my Penelope Featherington historical cosplay, or I guess historical fantasy cosplay, I had to have him put me in and out, take me in and out of my corset, so that I could fit it to me, and it still has some issues. So I'm still need to fix some issues on it, including taking 2 pins out of it that got sewn into it. So if you question why I go by the Seki seamstress, this would be why, because I sew pins into my stuff along with other things, other issues. I think that's probably it for today on this costuming vlog. I actually talked a lot more about costuming this time than I have about other stuff, which is probably a nice change for you. I'm hoping to be able to pull out some of my fabrics for my vlog next week to show you. And I'm still figuring out my extra content videos that are on Sundays. I've attempted to film 2 different videos. One was for last week and one was for this week for my extra content, and both of them were failures. Here's my question. Do you want to see failure videos? One of them was of me trying to learn something new on my machine, and I was going to take you along with me. Yeah, well, it didn't go well. Anyway, do you want to see those failure videos? Is that something that interests you as part of my extra content? I mean, if like occasionally I was like, hey, for the extra content this week, enjoy some Emily Fails videos. Because I'm still, feeling around learning this. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I just posted my 1000th post, which probably doesn't seem like much to other people, but for someone who has had trouble with follow through in her life, that is a big deal. I can't believe I have posted 1,000 times. So I'm doing a giveaway. I am giving away a copy of Prior Attire, Isabella Pitcher, who is basically commonly known to historical costumers as just like the final word on historical costuming. I mean, she's amazing. I'm giving away her most recent book that came out about hats and bonnets and headpieces. I don't have it with me right now. It's upstairs in the sewing room, which would take a lot of work to get to it because my sewing room is currently in a state of chaos. something else you're going to see this Sunday. Sewing Room in Chaos this Sunday. Sounds like a Super Bowl ad. Anyway, so go to my Instagram. All you have to do is follow me, and you have to follow Isabella Pitcher, Prior Attire. You have to like the post. You have to comment saying what type of hat you would make, and you have to tag 2 people that you think would also like the book. That's it. On Sunday, I'm going to announce, quite possibly on a live Instagram. I'm not sure. I've never gone live on Instagram, but it sounds interesting. Who wins, and there's going to be 2 backup winners. So there's also 2 backup prizes. Totally random prizes, but I think they will be cool. And maybe tea related. I don't know. Just saying. Just putting it out there. So, Instagram. Go. Post. Do it now. Love you all. See you on Sunday.